So in this video, we're going to be looking back on the West Brom game and the Leeds game. Tactical genius by Doddsy. Now, also, the people who got the correct scores, I'll pop your names up on the screen. You've got the Bristol City game, and then we're going to be digging the draw at full time on the live stream. Alright everybody, welcome back to another match preview on the channel. This one is for Bristol City versus Sunderland at Ashton Gate on a Saturday. Me and Stephen, like I said, will be doing a live stream. Get on the chat. 9 times out of 10, something always goes wrong on these live streams. So it's always a laugh. But before we get on with the rest of the video, I'd like to say firstly, cheers for all the support on these videos recently. It's been absolutely outstanding. Some videos, what we're doing, even surpassing the amount of subscribers that we've actually got, which is it's unbelievable. So hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. We might get that 9K for Christmas. Now, I want to give some credit to Mike Dodds. Listen, it was chalk and cheese from last time he was at the club. Obviously, we went on a bad run. He didn't make changes when he needed to in the Norwich game. We all can remember that. But this time round, it was so different. He's had so much time at the club that the players trust him. And that was clear to see in the 2 games he's been in charge. Against West Brom, he tweaked things. He had full-backs playing as full-backs. Then he put Job up top because he knows Job can play in that striker role. And it proved it. He should have got a goal in that game, but it was chalked off for offside, which we all know it weren't. Then he changed things up. Tactical genius of the man is. He changed things up against Leeds. He brought in Sealed at the back because he knew how dangerous Leeds are in attack. They've only lost 1 game in 11, and he knew that coming into this game. And so he made a few changes, and it worked. It was absolutely unbelievable. The only one I didn't agree with, but looking at it in hindsight, it worked because when Roberts came on, he lifted the team that extra step as well, and we went on to get the winning goal. But it was Barr. I think Barr. He probably does need minutes, but I wouldn't be starting him. I'd be using him as a substitute and bring him on when the opposition have got tired legs. Maybe against Bristol City as well. I think it'd be good to bring him on as a substitute there, but you've got to start Roberts. Other than that, he was absolutely spot on. The timing of his substitutes were absolutely bang on as well, because we could all say that Barr wasn't having the best of games, so he replaced him. Then he took off Pritchard on the 89th minute. I want to get on to Pritchard as well in a minute. I made a big song and dance in the match vlog. I was a bit pissed about Pritchard, but he brought Dak on for him, and then Dak, when called upon, he was clearing the lines as well. I'm not quite sure if it was a goal line clearance, but a dangerous ball coming in the box, and he cleared it downfield. And also, Silk went off and he brought Ekra on, changed the system a little bit there, and everything worked. And we deserved the win. I would say we deserved the win, even though it was quite a close game. We created more clear-cut chances. Job now, regardless. The lad himself says he prefers position as a box-to-box midfielder. But for me, he plays a striker role better than anyone at the club at the minute. So I would sacrifice him playing box-to-box rather than not like bring in, say for instance, one of the other strikers. Didn't want to be critical of any names, but instead of bringing in any other recognised striker, I'd rather play Job there because he can do that job outstanding. And he found himself further up the pitch for his goal. It was a ball in the box. What a little cushion there for Pritchard though. He knew he couldn't put too much power on it, and he cushioned it just into Job, and he finished it off. And that was the winning goal. Job, like I say, Job, Speakman, Dodds. I'm telling you what, Birmingham supporters must hate KLD because we've got all of them from Birmingham for Botsniff. Absolutely next to nothing for their services. And they've all done amazing in my eyes. And I've got no question about this. And I don't think anyone else has, that Job is going to be a future star just like his brother. His brother bangs on about him constantly. He says he was better than him at that age. He's also... He should be Job seems to think that his best position is a striker. Now, personally, I do. But like Dodd says in his press conference after the game, we played him in a deeper role against Leeds than we did against West Brom. And like I say, every tactical decision that Dodd's done was just bang on. Now it went wrong. If you want to be critical and nitpick, you could just say the bar, like starting Barr wasn't the best decision. But listen, when Roberts came on, he had that fire in his belly and he went on to put in a class performance himself. Now, I want to talk about Pritchard. On social media, a lot of people say he's a better impact player. Well, I said against Millwall, he changed the game. Against West Brom, he changed the game. He warranted a start, and Dodds gave him that start, and he lasted 89 minutes, so more or less the full game. So he didn't just die off either. He's performed at a high standard throughout that full 90 minutes. For me, I thought he was absolutely outstanding. Stephen gave him man of the match. He was that good. And he's got 3 assists in 125 minutes. So, can he do it on a regular basis, week in, week out? Only time will tell. But for me, off that performance, he can. And I would like to see Pritchard in my starting 11 every single time. And then if he does start to tire in a couple of weeks' time, then start bringing out Sheesh on 15, 20 minutes near the end, you know what I mean? Right, now, quickly, I want to talk about my man of the match, and that was Trey Hume. My God, he was outstanding for the full 90 minutes. When Leeds were having good spells in the game, in the first half and in the second half, he was there, just breaking the game up, getting into them. I know he does like a bit of an aggressive tackle, but if there were any worse than a yellow card, the referee would have pulled him up and given one. I really do think he's one of our most important players in the team, and I'll stand by that till the cows come home. Like I say, the back line was solid. Luke O'Nien was, Ballard was. Stephen did allude to the fact that Luke O'Nien was taking his time bringing the ball out, and he wasn't playing with a little that urgency what we're used to. But later on, he did pick up, and I thought he was class. Huggins was, you know, amazing as well. I just kind of put it into words how good our fullbacks have been. Like me and Stephen say, these two fullbacks are the best in the league. You cannot name me a better fullback than Hume or Huggins. You cannot, because the way these two play, they like to get forward a lot. Now Dodds has given them instructions to support the wingers. We're seeing the best out of them, and long may it continue. Right now, Will still, it looks like he's going to be our manager. Social media's went into a frenzy this morning. Now, I've been a part of it as well. As you do, any bit of Sunderland news, you want to get involved and see what people are saying. And the saying Will still's coming. The French outlets in France have been saying that Will is moving. So there you are. It looks like he's going to be our manager. Now, I'm really happy the way Dodds has performed in these 2 games. He's been at the club a long time now. It was totally different when he was in on the touchline last time. The players like him. The players trust him. And there's an understanding between the two of them. So I've seen some supporters say give it to him. Now, I know 2 games is 2 games, but I think you'd need a few more games to decide something like that, really. But I think KLD wants to get a new man in the hot seat sooner rather than later. So waiting to see how well Dodds performs in the next, 4 or 5 games, if it's going to be that. And that's how this is a big decision, and the board have got to get it right. Because if you give it to him and against hits up, then the fans are going to be on the back centre. So if they get Will still in, give him the job, then, you know, hopefully he can continue in the good form what Doddsy's got them in, which I do believe he will. If Doddsy's going to be around the backroom staff and not in any ways, I think we should continue in this vein of form. So the lads head off down to Ashton Gate on Saturday to play Bristol City, the better of the 2 Bristols. Now, Liam Manning is the man in charge there at the minute, but a lot of fans aren't happy. They're saying that Pearson did better job or play better football under him. And as I'm talking now, I'll bring up some tweets what their supporters have been saying. Now, if you're a Bristol City supporter, let us know what the feeling is around the stadium at the minute, because on the pitch, they're not doing that well. In the last 5 games, they've lost 3, drew 1. They did draw with Huddersfield, but they lost to Blackburn. They lost to Southampton. And they also lost to Norwich. Now, the form, it doesn't look that good for Bristol City fans. At home, they're down in 17th. Away, they're a little bit better in 12th. And the overall form is 19th. That's only in 5 games me I had. But if you look at 10 games, it's not better reading, let's be honest. But like I say, a lot of their fans aren't happy with how things are going. The manager after the Blackburn game said, let's all stick together and we can always put it right in the very next game on Saturday, which, you know, if he's having to say that, he can clearly see himself that things aren't going quite right at the minute. Listen, we're going to be talking about the goal threats. A few of them have got 4 goals, and then it does drop away before you start seeing anybody else who's been picking up goals, like the odd 2 here, the odd 2 there. But it's Mark Sykes. He's got 4 goals, 2 assists up to now. It's from the midfield. He plays on the right-hand side, which is it's a decent return. I'm not going to lie, it's a good return. Last season he got 5 goals, so he's near enough about to beat that. Hopefully, if we can keep him quiet, we do keep Bristol City quiet. Then you've got Samuel Bell. He's also got 4 goals. And Tom Conway, he's another one on 4 goals. Another one I'd like to quickly mention is a player that they got from Derby, Jason Knight. He's got 1 goal, but he got 3 assists. For the last 5 games for Sunderland at Ashton Gate, we've been unbeaten there in 5 meetings, which it does stretch over a long period, I'm not going to lie. The last time we played them, they did get a point at our place. It was 1-1. We beat them 3-2 down there. And the game before that was 3-3. But if you want to get on overall record, we've won 16. We've drew 15 and lost 17. Now you're going. So looking at it over a longer period, they are just ahead. But like I say, listen, every game is different. And I still believe this is going to be a difficult game. Clubs that's struggling down the bottom half of the table, when they come up against us, they tend to sit in. We've all seen this. They put 11 men behind the ball and they say break us down. Now, if Bristol City don't do that, then it'll just fall into our hands basically, and it could be 2, 3 or 4. But if the D sit in and try and counter us and pinch that odd goal, and then we've got to try and break them down again to get that equaliser, it's going to be a tough afternoon, put it that way. My score prediction for this game is going to be Bristol City 1, Sunderland 4. Apologise to any Bristol City supporters watching, but I think our attack is, you know, it's going to be too much for you regardless of which manager comes in. Our full-backs are the best in the league. We've got one of the best wingers in the league there. Roberts is itching to start games now. He's going to be wanting to prove a point if he gets the start, which I think he should. Also, Pritchard, absolutely flying. He needs to be offered a new contract. I don't care what the mould says. He needs to be offered one. Great, that's about it, everyone. Nice quick preview. Stephen Alave is coming up in the week, so keep an eye out for that one. Subscribe if you're brand spanking new. Hit the thumbs up, and we'll see you in the live stream.